Hello guys, thanks for joining me today. It is January the 7th, and today we're reading Genesis 25 through 28. And this is Through the Bible in a Year with BigDaddyBigz. And hey, let's just get started, okay? Genesis 25. Abraham's old age and descendants. By the way, this is from the Tree of Life version of the Bible. If you'd like to get a copy of it, you can click the link down below on the actual website, productreviewdude.com, and you can go to Amazon and order a copy of it. Now Abraham took another wife. Her name was Keturah. She bore him Zimran, Jokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak, and Shuah. Jokshan fathered Sheba and Dedan. Dedan's sons were Ashurim, Letushim, and Leumim. Midian's sons were Ephah, Epher, Hanok, Adiba, and Eldah. All of these were Keturah's sons. Now Abraham gave everything that he had to Isaac. But to the sons of Abraham's concubines, Abraham had given gifts and sent them away from his son Isaac while he was still living eastward to the land of the east. Now these are the days of the years of Abraham's life that he lived, 175 years. So Abraham breathed his last and died at a good old age, old and satisfied. Then he was gathered to his peoples. Then Isaac and Ishmael, his sons, buried him in the cave of Machpelah in the field of Ephron, son of Zohar, the Hittite, next to Mamre, the field that Abraham bought from the sons of Heth. There Abraham is buried, along with his wife Sarah. After Abraham's death, God blessed Isaac his son, and Isaac lived near Beer Lahai Roi. Now these are the genealogies of Ishmael, Abraham's son, whom Hagar, Sarah's Egyptian slave girl, bore to Abraham. These are the names of the sons of Ishmael, by their names, according to their descendants: Ishmael's firstborn, Nebaioth, then Kedar, Adbeel, Mibsam, Mishma, Duma, Massa, Hadad, Tema, Jetur, Naphish, and Kedim. These are Ishmael's sons, and these are their names by their unwalled and walled settlements, 12 princes according to their clans. These are the years of Ishmael's life, 137 years. He breathed his last, died, and was gathered to his peoples. Then they dwelled from Havilah to Shur, which is east of Egypt as you go toward Assyria. Over against all his brothers he fell. Esau and Jacob. Now these are the genealogies of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham fathered Isaac. Isaac was 40 years old when he took for himself Rebekah, the daughter of Bethuel and Aramean, from Padan Aram, the sister of Laban the Aramean, to be his wife. Isaac prayed to Adonai on behalf of his wife because she was barren. Adonai answered his plea, and his wife Rebekah became pregnant. But the children struggled with one another inside her, and she said, "If it's like this, why is this happening to me?" So she went to inquire of Adonai. Adonai said to her, "Two nations are in your womb, and two peoples from your body will be separated. One people will be stronger than the other people, but the older will serve the younger." When her time came to give birth, indeed there were twins in her womb. Now the first came out reddish, all of him was like a fur coat, and they named him Esau. Afterward his brother came out, with his hand holding on to Esau's heel. So he was named Jacob. Isaac was 60 years old when he fathered them. When the boys grew up, Esau became a man knowledgeable in hunting, an outdoorsman, while Jacob was a mild man, remaining in tents. Now Isaac loved Esau because he had a taste for wild game, but Rebekah, she loved Jacob. Now Jacob cooked a stew. When Esau came in from the field, he was exhausted, so Esau said to Jacob, "Please feed me some of this really red stuff because I'm exhausted." That is why he is called Edom. So Jacob said, "Sell your birthright to me today." Esau said, "Look, I'm about to die. Or of whatever use is this to me, a birthright?" Jacob said, "Make a pledge to me now." So he made a pledge to him and sold him his birthright. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and lentil stew, and he ate and drank, then got up and left. So Esau despised his birthright. Genesis 26, confirming the covenant with Isaac. Now there was a famine in the land, aside from the previous famine that happened in Abraham's days. So Isaac went to King Abimelech of the Philistines to Gerar. Then Adonai appeared to him and said, "Do not go down to Egypt. Dwell in the land which I tell you. Live as an outsider in this land, and I will be with you and bless you. For to you and your seed I will give these lands, and I will confirm my pledge that I swore to Abraham your father. I will multiply your seed like the stars of the sky, and I will give your seed all these lands. And in your seed all the nations of the earth will continually be blessed, because Abraham listened to my voice and kept my charge, my mitzvot, my decrees, and my instructions." So Isaac stayed in Gerar. Now the men of the place asked about his wife, so he said, "She is my sister." But because he was afraid to say, "my wife," or else the men of the place would kill me on account of Rebekah, because she's good looking. Now after he had been there for a long time, King Abimelech of the Philistines peered down through the window and saw, behold, Isaac caressing his wife Rebekah. So Abimelech called Isaac and said, "So in fact she's your wife. Now how could you say she's my sister?" Isaac said to him, "Because I said, or else I might die because of her." Then Abimelech said, "What is it that you've done to us? One of the people could have easily slept with your wife, and you would have brought guilt on us." So Abimelech commanded all the people, saying, "Whoever touches this man or his wife will surely die." Adonai blesses Isaac. Then Isaac sowed in that land, and in that year reaped 100-fold. Adonai blessed him, and the man became great and continued to become greater until he became very great. He acquired livestock of sheep and livestock of cattle and numerous servants. Then the Philistines envied him. All the wells that his father's servants had dug in the days of his father Abraham, the Philistines stopped up and filled with dirt. So Abimelech said to Isaac, "Go away from us, for you are much more powerful than us." So Isaac departed from there, camped in the valley of Gerar, and dwelled there. Then Isaac dug again the wells of water that had been dug in the days of his father Abraham. The Philistines had stopped them up after Abraham's death. He gave them the same names that his father had given them. Then Isaac's servants dug in the valley and found a well of living water there. But the shepherds of Gerar quarreled with Isaac's shepherds, saying, "The water is ours." So he named the well Quarrel, because they quarreled with him. Then he dug another well, and they quarreled over it too, so he named it Accusation. Then he moved from there and dug another well, and they did not quarrel over it. So he named it Wide Spaces, and said, because now Adonai has created wide spaces for us, and we will be fruitful in the land. He went up from there to Beersheba. Adonai appeared to him that night and said, I am the God of your father Abraham. Do not be afraid, for I am with you, and I will bless you and multiply your seed for the sake of Abraham, my servant. So he built an altar there and called on the name of Adonai. He pitched his tent there, and Isaac's servants hollowed out a well there. Covenant of Isaac with Abimelech. Now Abimelech went to him from Gerar along with Achuzat his friend and Phicol the commander of his army. Isaac said to them, Why have you come to me, since you hate me and sent me away from you? They said, We've clearly seen that Adonai has been with you. So we said, Let there now be an agreement between us and you, and let us make a covenant with you, that you will do us no harm, just as we haven't touched you, and just as we did nothing to you but good, and sent you away in shalom. You are now blessed by Adonai. Then he made a feast for them, and they ate and drank. Then they got up early in the morning and made a pledge, each to his brother. Then Isaac sent them away, and they departed from him in shalom. Now it happened that on the day Isaac's servants came and told him about the well that they dug, and said to him, We've found water. So he called it Pledge. That is why the city's name is Beersheba to this day. When Esau was 40 years old, he took his wife Judith, and daughter of Beeri the Hittite, and Basemath, the daughter of Elon the Hittite. But they caused a bitterness of spirit for Isaac and Rebekah. Chapter 27. Jacob tricks Isaac. Now it was when Isaac grew old, and his eyes were too dim to see, that he called Esau his older brother, and said to him, My son, here I am, he said to him. Look, I'm old, he said. I don't know the day of my death. So now please take your weapons, your quiver and your bow, and go out to the field and hunt me some game. Then prepare me a delicious meal that I love, and bring it to me that I may eat, so that my soul may bless you before I die. Now Rebekah was listening when Isaac was speaking to Esau his son. So while Esau went to the field to go hunt game to bring in, Rebekah said to Jacob her son, Look, I heard your father speaking to your brother Esau, saying, Bring me some game and prepare me a delicious meal, that I may eat and bless you in Adonai's presence before my death. So now, my son, listen to my voice, so that I am commanding you, to what I am commanding you. Go now to the flock, and bring me 2 good young goats from there, so that I may prepare them as a delicious meal for your father, that he will love. Then you'll bring it to your father to eat, so that he may bless you before his death. But Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, Look, my brother Esau is a hairy man, but I'm a smooth man. Perhaps my father will touch me, and he'll take me for a mocker, and I'll bring upon myself a curse and not a blessing. Then his mother said to him, Let your curse follow me, my son. Just listen to me, and go get them for me. So he went and got them, and brought them to his mother, and his mother prepared a delicious meal that his father would love. Rebekah also took her elder son Esau's favorite clothes that were with her in the house, and she put them on her younger son Jacob, along with the skins of young goats on his hands, and on the hairless part of his neck. She put the delicious meal and the bread that she had prepared in the land of Jacob her son. Then he came to his father and said, My father. And he said, I'm here. Who are you, my son? Then Jacob said to his father, I'm your firstborn, Esau. I've done just what you said to me. Sit up, please, and eat some of my wild game, so that your soul may bless me. Then Isaac said to his son, How in the world were you able to find it so quickly, my son? He said, Because Adonai your God made it happen for me. Then Isaac said to Jacob, please come closer so I can feel you, my son, whether or not you are really my son Esau." So Jacob came closer to his father Isaac and felt him. Then he said, "The voice of Jacob's voice, but the hands are Esau's hands." He did not recognize him because his hands were like the hairy hands of his brother Esau. So he blessed him. But he said, "Are you really my son Esau?" So he said, "I am." Then he said, "Bring it to me, and I'll eat some of my son's wild game, so that my soul may bless you." So he brought it to him, and he ate. And he brought him wine, and he drank. Then his father Isaac said to him, "Please come closer and kiss me, my son." So he came closer and kissed him. When he smelled the smell of his clothes, he blessed him and said, "Behold, the smell of my son is like the smell of a field that Adonai has blessed. May God give you from the dew of the sky and from the fatness of the land an abundance of grain and new wine. May people serve you, and may nations bow down to you. Be master over your brothers. May your mother's son bow down to you. May those who curse you be cursed, and may those who bless you be blessed." No sooner had Isaac finished blessing Jacob, and Jacob had just gone out from his father Isaac's presence, then Esau his brother came in from his hunting. Then he also prepared a delicious meal and brought it to his father. And he said to his father, "Let my father get up and eat of his son's wild game, that your soul may bless me." His father Isaac said, "Who are you?" And he said, "I am your son, your firstborn, Esau." Then Isaac trembled with intense trembling and said, "Who was it then that hunted wild game and brought it to me? I ate it all just before you came, and I blessed him, and yes, he will be blessed." When Esau heard his father's words, he shouted with an intensely bitter groan. Then he said to his father, "Bless me too, my father." Then he said, "Your brother came deceitfully and took your blessing." He said, "Is this why he was named Jacob, since he's tricked me twice already? My birthright he's taken. Look, now he's taken my blessing." Then he said, "Haven't you saved a blessing for me?" Isaac answered and said to Esau, "Behold, I've made him master over you, and all your brothers I've given to him as servants. I've provided him with grain and new wine. What then can I do for you, my son?" Esau said to his father, "Do you just have one blessing, my father? Bless me too, my father." And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Then Isaac his father said to him, "Behold, away from the land's fatness shall your dwelling be, away from the dew of the sky above. By your sword you shall live, and your brother shall you serve. But when you tear yourself loose, you will tear his yoke off your neck." So Esau bore a grudge against Jacob because of the blessing with which his father had blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, Let the time for mourning my father draw near, so that I can kill my brother Jacob. Now Rebekah was reported the words of Esau, her older son. So she sent and called for Jacob, her younger son, and said to him, "Look, your brother Esau is consoling himself about you with the thought of killing you. So now, my son, listen to my voice. Get up, flee to Laban, my brother, in Haran. Then stay with him a few days until your brother's rage subsides. Until your brother's rage turns away from you and he forgets what you've done to him, then I'll send for you and get you back from there. Why should I lose both of you in one day?" Then Rebekah said to Isaac, "I'm disgusted with my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob takes a wife from the daughters of Heth, like these women, from the daughters of the land, what is my life?" Chapter 28. Jacob sent to Laban. So Isaac called for Jacob, blessed him, commanded him and said to him, "Don't take a wife from the daughters of Canaan. Get up, go to Padan Aram, to the house of Bethuel, your mother's father, and take for yourself a wife from there, from the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother. Now may El Shaddai bless you and make you fruitful and multiply you, so that you will become an assembly of peoples. And may he give you the blessing of Abraham to you and to your seed with you, that you may take possession of the land of your sojourn, which God gave to Abraham." Then Isaac sent Jacob away, and he went toward Padan Aram to Laban the son of Bethuel the Aramean, the brother of Rebekah, the mother of Jacob and Esau. Now Esau saw that Isaac blessed Jacob when he sent him to Padan Aram to take for himself a wife from there, when he blessed him and commanded him, saying, "Don't take a wife from the daughters of Canaan." Jacob listened to his father Isaac and to his mother, and went toward Padan Aram. Then Esau saw that the daughters of Canaan were contemptible in his father Isaac's eyes. So Esau went to Ishmael and took Mahalath, the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, Nebaioth's sister, for his wife, besides his other wives. Jacob's ladder from heaven. Then Jacob left Beersheba and went toward Haran, and happened upon a certain place, and spent the night there, for the sun had set. So he took one of the stones from the place and put it by his head, and lay down in that place. He dreamed, all of a sudden, there was a stairway set up on the earth, and its top reaching to the heavens. And behold, angels of God going up and down on it. Surprisingly, Adonai was standing on top of it, and he said, "I am Adonai, the God of your father Abraham, and the God of Isaac. The land on which you lie, I will give it to you, and to your seed. Your seed will be as the dust of the land, and you will burst forth to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south. And in you all the families of all the earth will be blessed, and in your seed. Behold, I am with you. I will watch over you wherever you go, and I will bring you back to this land, for I will not forsake you until you have done what I have done what I promised you." Jacob woke up from his sleep and said, "Undoubtedly Adonai is in this place, and I was unaware." So he was afraid and said, "How fearsome this place is! This is none other than the house of God. This must be the gate of heaven." Early in the morning Jacob got up and took the stone which he had placed by his head, and set it up as a memorial stone, and poured oil on top of it. He called the name of the place Bethel, though originally the city's name was Luz. Then Jacob made a vow, saying, "If God will be with me and watch over me on this way that I am going, and provide me food to eat and clothes to wear, and I return in Shalom to my father's house, then Adonai will be my God. So this stone, which I set up as a memorial stone, will become God's house. And of everything you provide me, I will definitely give a tenth of it to you." Thanks for joining us. Come back tomorrow, and we will have more scriptures. We will actually be, let me see, what have I got here? What did we just do? We'll be doing Genesis 29 through 32. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day. I just want you to know that God loves you, and I love you too. So, shalom, and we'll see you tomorrow.